Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Exploring Photography right here on Adorama TV. I'm Mark Wallace and this is brought to you by Adorama, the camera store that has everything for photographers like you and me. Well, you've probably noticed that this video is a little bit different looking than my normal video. That's because I'm doing this in the style of a vlog, a video blog. It's a video diary, if you will. Now, I've been riding around the world for about, a little bit more than a year on my motorcycle. I've got a little vlog of my own called Mark on a Bike, and I've learned a few things along the way. So we're going to talk about those things today. We're going to break it down into gear, shooting styles, and some things you can do to make your vlogs a little bit more interesting using music, establishing shots, B-rolls, cutaways, all that kind of stuff. And so we're going to start by talking a little bit about gear, and then we will move on to making your stuff really interesting. So let's start right now. Normally in a vlog, it's more important to show where you are and what you're doing than it is to get perfect light and all of that kind of stuff. So for example, you can see that I'm a little bit underexposed, but here's this viaduct behind me that's really awesome. It's got trains and all kinds of stuff going on. I've got the woods back here, and then over here I've got the English countryside with all the houses and those types of things. And so if I'm shooting a vlog about that, I want to show it, and usually I need to do that on a budget and do that really quickly and easily. That means I need a small camera, something I can hold in my hand and move around with, and usually shoot without any assistance at all. So I'm using a Panasonic Lumix FZ1000. It's a very affordable, small camera. The autofocus is awesome. It has facial recognition, and I can flip around the LCD screen to see what I'm doing, and the audio is awesome. Now, to make this a little bit more interesting, I'm going to put this camera on a tripod and show you a little bit more of my gear. I also shoot with a GoPro Hero 5. Now, the reason I love the Hero 5 is it's got image stabilization, and so that really helps when I've got it handheld. I'm using this little Cullmann tripod as a handle, and so I can sort of shoot myself. It works great. And then, of course, I've got my trusty iPhone, and I use that. You can use an Android, whatever. But if you use one of these guys and shoot in 4K, that gives you a lot of possibilities for post-production. But I also have one more trick up my sleeve for creating stable images using a GoPro Hero 5. Well, here's my new toy for image stabilization. I use this. This is a GoPro Karma grip, and you can see it holds my Hero totally stable. And so that way, if I'm on a bike or zipping around, this is totally still. And so that works fantastic. The problem with this is if you're shooting audio with this, you can hear the motors inside the gimbal, and so that messes things up. And I don't know why, but GoPro made it where you can't hook up an external microphone when you're using a grip. Big fail, I think. This is what it sounds like with my GoPro Hero 5 and my Karma grip. You can hear those motors zipping around, but the nice thing is it's really stable, and so when I'm moving around and doing things, I'm not having a lot of jump around in my camera motion. So if you can use this with an external mic, it might be a good solution for you. I still prefer the Lumix over the GoPro. But other than that, this really works well as long as you're shooting something that doesn't require sound. Speaking of sound, let's talk about that, because normally when you're vlogging, you're not using an external lavalier microphone. You need a microphone that's built onto the camera, and that can cause some issues. So let me show you how I've solved those. I'm using a Rode video mic that's attached to my Lumix. Now, the nice thing about this is it has a dead cat, a fuzzy screen that blocks out all the wind noise, and that is significant. So let me show you what it sounds like with the built-in microphone and compare that to what it sounds like with the Rode video mic attached. All right, to help illustrate the wind noise issue, I've moved closer to the viaduct. It's really windy here. Watch what happens when I unplug this microphone and we don't have any wind protection at all. All right, here it is, the built-in microphone. You can hear that it's just noise, it's just wind noise, and that's just no good. You need something that will eliminate that, and watch, I'll just plug this in again. All right, well now I've plugged in my external microphone, you can hear the wind noise is gone, and so it's well worth the money to buy an external Rode microphone with a windscreen. It will really take your production up a few notches. Now, one of the issues with having an on-camera microphone is you have to be really close. I can touch the camera with my fingers. That's how close I am, so I'm using a wide-angle lens all the time. That's okay for most applications, but it does cause significant significant issues. Because if you're way far away, nobody can hear what you're saying. So nothing like this works. So sometimes you just need a lavalier mic. And so I'm using this guy right here. This is a Rode lavalier mic, and it's made specifically to go into an iPhone. You can get these for smartphones, and so it works so you can record external audio on your iPhone and then sync everything up in post-production. And that really helps out because I don't want a wireless mic and all the batteries and everything that comes with that. I just want something that's easy. And so now check this out. Here's what it sounds like with this microphone with me way back there. Well, now I have this recording on my iPhone, and you can hear that the lavalier mic has no issues when I'm way far away from the camera like this, and it's just a consistent audio feed. And you can hear the difference between the built-in microphone and this microphone. I'll play these back. So here it is, built-in microphone at a distance, and here it is again, the lavalier microphone at a distance. You can see that it's a huge difference between the lavalier microphone and the on-camera microphone. Now, if you want to know exactly which microphones I'm using, check the description, and it has the links to all those products below. Well, let's move on. Now that we know some of the gear that we need to use, what we need to learn is how to shoot a successful vlog. One of the limitations of vlogging is this microphone that's really close, because everything is you close to the camera. And so you can get away from that by shooting establishing shots, B-roll, things that will add spice. And so, for example, I could say, hey, I'm out here by this viaduct in the English countryside, and it's really amazing. Or I could say this. I'm out here in a beautiful countryside in England. There's a viaduct and the grass is just green, little shack next to me. It's awesome. Now I could do this two different ways. I could say, I rode my motorcycle through Africa and it was awesome. Or I could say, I rode my motorcycle through Africa and I experienced all kinds of amazing animals, lions and zebras, and I went through rain and mud and crashed my bike and was frustrated. I met amazing people in small villages. It was a wonderful time. So anything you can do to add some texture to your videos, do it. Just shoot a lot of establishing shots, a lot of cutaways, and show instead of tell. Music is another key element to vlogging. Music will help you establish the pace of your video, so maybe you want something that's really exciting. Or maybe you want something to illustrate how peaceful the Zambezi River is. Whatever you're doing, music is going to help your videos be watched by more people. Now you can license music from places like Triple Scoop Music or Digital Juice, but you can also get music for free if you have a YouTube account. They've got an entire music library, or you can get that through GoPro. Just go to the quick software that comes with your GoPro, and there's tons of music. And if you upgrade to a GoPro Pro account, well, then you even have more music for your library. Well, thanks for joining me for this special vlogging episode of Exploring Photography. Don't forget, get some establishing shots. Show where you are and what you're doing. That's more important than perfect exposure and photography. And add some music to spice things up. And you know what? Don't forget to subscribe to Adorama TV, because, you know, if you've been watching Adorama TV for a while, you probably recognize that this isn't just any viaduct. This is the viaduct that Gavin Hoey shot, I think, on his very first Adorama TV video. So it's sort of a historic and special place. And you wouldn't miss that if you subscribe to Adorama TV. Click the button, subscribe right now. It'll make you a better person. And also check, well, I don't know if it'll make you a better person, but it'll make you happy. And then also check out the Adorama Learning Center. It's absolutely free. There's tons of articles, tips, tricks, all kinds of things about audio and recording vlogs and video and all kinds of stuff. So check it out. Again, thank you for joining me, and I will see you again next time.